Switching topics. I had Alcatraz on the board. What's your
dog names?
Dog names is still on the board, Blake. And let's go with Diddy jury. Did he jury dog names in Alcatraz?
Let's go with Baby Oil and Diddy.
Diddy.
All right, well, we're doing that, Blake. Do me a favor. Look up and see what plea deal he turned down. I couldn't find it, but he turned down a plea deal.
Does the plea deal include a new courtroom drawing for him?
I don't know.
You want to look up?
If there's a plea deal, he wouldn't have been in the courtroom.
Oh, wow. That's pretty horrible.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like a sketch from the TV show Good Times.
I did notice he was getting gray.
That looks like something JJ drew. You remember JJ's artwork?
I do.
JJ, Jimmy Walker.
Dynamite.
Yeah. So
he didn't say that while we were in Steak and Shake.
He definitely did not say. Blake and I ran into him at Steak and Shake 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You were probably like 10 years old.
I think it was like 14 years ago.
Okay. So yeah, you're like 10 years old. And I was like, Blake didn't know who he was. Right. I was like, that's Jimmy Walker. It's got to be Jimmy Walker. He's here for like, I mean, this is when the comedy club was here, but he wasn't here for the comedy club. He had a friend that lived here that he was visiting. Mm-hmm. So, all right.
He was a funny guy.
All right. We're talking about Diddy. What do you got on the Diddy daddle?
Did he or didn't he is the question.
Yeah, he definitely did something.
It was his little freak-offs.
Mm-hmm.
55-year-old gentleman using more baby oil than Hawaiian Tropic competition.
Yeah.
So jury selection starts today for his trial. He's got some high-powered attorneys working with him. And
who's he got?
He's got attorneys that worked for anybody who had a lot of money and was looked at with
more
side
money
eye.
than sense, and that's just what we got in this situation.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes because, again, he turned down a plea deal, which I can respect, but, you know, it's going to be tough to find an impartial jury. I don't know if they're going to ask for a change of venue and move it out of, I believe it's in New York City.
Do you think they would even move it out of New York? They didn't move Trump's trial out of New York City.
Nor Jeffrey Epstein, yeah.
Or Epstein. I mean, so I just don't see them moving it out of New York.
Plus, you know, where are you going to go? It's not like this hasn't had national coverage.
Yeah.
So it's that you got to have to find, you know,
they're going to go to Vermont where somebody doesn't know who Diddy is?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. But so it looks like the exact details are unknown, but the attorney said like the sentence would have been like less than what would have happened if he was to be found not guilty in the court.
If he was to be found guilty.
If he was to be found guilty,
okay.
Then if he was to be found guilty, it would have been a possible life sentence for him.
Yeah, it would have been possible life in prison.
So the plea deal would have, you know, given him some hope of coming back out and, you know, going back to another freak off.
It wasn't quite life.
Right.
So
there's a lot of charges there. I mean, trafficking, rape, sexual exploitation.
All right.
You know, it's not a good scene.
Okay, here's my question. Who would be the worst person for Diddy to be on that jurors? Who would be the worst person? Blake, you
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Okay.
Because there was because there was some stuff like the whole thing started because during Justin Bieber's like at the start of his career, Diddy was a part of it, and we heard some stuff like, hey,
to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you're saying Diddy's in trouble if Bieber does that.
Yeah.
But do you think Biebs does that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Justin Bieber? Okay, I can go with that.
He's grown up, sure. He's got a wife and child now. He's got a family to look out for.
Yeah. So who do you think is he doesn't want on that jury?
Any woman who's had any woman who's been part of a Me Too movement or has felt that they've been Me Too'd or are R2ing.
Who? Okay, and very generic.
Broad.
Yeah, that was very generic answer.
Well,
there.
Unfortunately, it's a large pool. It's a large pool of potential jurors.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of in any society. In New York City is no different from that.
Yeah.
All right, Blake. Follow-up question. Then we move from Diddy. Who do you think is the next big star when it comes out is going to be basically just shunned from from celebrity status?
Oh boy.
You want me to give mine?
Go ahead and give out yours first.
I think mine's J-Lo. I think she's in trouble.
Really? Okay.
I think she's in trouble. I think she was at some of the shooting situations and some of the situations that she doesn't want her name out there too much because I think, her association with him being that close to him for so long, I think there's some things out there that she knew and possibly could have said. So I think she's the one who's probably in the biggest jam there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Jeez. I really don't think we're gonna have like a major celebrity in a while because I'm pretty much I think we're gonna reach like the end of like cancel culture like from what we knew like
reach the end of cancel culture.
Kind of like
I think that's going to be a constant roller coaster of our lives.
Indeed, but if I had to pick someone like out of the blue, I think it might be Pierce Morgan.
Pierce, okay.
Yeah. There's definitely some stuff to like.
I don't like him anyway, so that's.
Yeah.
I do like J-Lo, but I don't like Pierce Morgan.
Yeah.
He's kind of just gets under my skin.
Yeah.
So.
And then, but
are you a Pierce Morgan fan?
No opinion.
Yeah. Neither way.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's one I'd be like, okay, I kind of expected that.
Actually, no, I'm gonna rescind my answer and put it back in Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. Wow, that's taking a big swing.
That's a big swing right there. That's a roller coaster swing there.
And the reason why I think a lot of people are gonna pull up like his stuff and like what he's done on the Man Show, and basically say like, okay, what were you actually doing behind it? What was going on like in between like the cuts that of like some like the racy stuff he did on there?
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be associated with Diddy though.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I was putting the association with Diddy.
See,
all right, what do you got?
My question is, were other than they were contemporaries, Diddy and Kanye West or whatever he is now,
Kanye,
Yeezus, they were contemporaries. Were they rivals, or would Kanye been at a couple of them their parties?
Yeah. I think Kanye's crazy.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think he's in this side of crazy. I think Kanye was such a workaholic, and he was in the studio and he was doing this. I think he's a different kind of crazy genius.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of his personality, but he is a genius when it comes to music. I think Diddy was more of I'm not a huge Diddy music fan.
You didn't like Ciroc as well?
I was going to ask, what happened? What happened to the vodka? What happened to the jeans? What happened to the clothing line?
Yeah,
the vodka's still going on. So
Okay.
yeah, that one he's just a partial owner on, I believe.
like then like
promoting it at his white parties.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I got news here. There's a lot of people in the Hamptons that are probably getting a little nervous right about now from all those parties he threw out there.
Like really great people hosted white parties. Diddy, Donald Sterling hosted white parties. So probably not go to a party where you have to wear all white in the future.
Right, where they don't serve red wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.